Hi guys, Laura Hudson here with AFC Essentials. It has been a while since I've done a live here in this group. At least it feels like it has. And I wanted to make sure I popped in here. It's Thursday. This is the day I normally do a live video. Out of town this morning and just been a little bit busy all afternoon and this evening. But I definitely wanted to come in and talk to you about what we've been talking about here in the Create Your Health Now Facebook group this week. First, comment below. Let me know if you're watching the replay. Let me know if you're watching it live. Let me know where you're watching from. I know a lot of people in this group are right here in Terre Haute, but we've got some others that are in different states, which is pretty cool. So definitely let me know where you're watching. Would love to know that. And today we're going to dive in a little bit about good food and bad food. So I've been talking this week about how when we label certain foods as good or bad, this actually causes us to eat worse. And let me kind of explain that a little bit more. If you've not seen some of the posts I've made this week, when we label a food good or bad, what happens is we feel good when we eat good food, and we feel bad or guilty, or we feel shame when we eat what we think is bad for us. Now, some people are like, wait a minute, Laura, I want to eat healthy food, right? I mean, that's how I create health. That's how I maintain my weight. That's how I lose weight. I want to eat good food. If you just tell me I can eat whatever I want, then I'm doomed. Like, I can't bring that into my house. So first of all, definitely I'm not wanting people to fill their house with junk food. We definitely want to create a healthier environment. We want to create an environment where you've got healthier foods in your home, where your environment really supports what you are trying to create. If you're wanting to lose weight, then definitely you want some healthier foods on hand. But if you have been around very long, you know that I love the idea of planning a splurge. And sometimes it can, even for me now, I don't always plan it, but definitely in the beginning, when I was kind of getting back into what do I even like to eat. You know, after you go on diets for years, you start to even question, you know, if you go off of a diet and want to eat like a normal person, like what do I even eat? Like what is something I like? Because you're used to following a list, you're used to eating kind of tasteless food, and you go from tasteless food to like Reese's peanut butter cups or Doritos, right? Or tasteless food to donuts. You know, so what I had to figure out is, what do I even like to eat? You know, what do I enjoy the taste of? And it's not always junk food, right? And I don't really eat junk food per se. But it's not even just that. You kind of have to like retrain your taste buds to like, what is it I like to eat? So, you know, we'll eat lots of, you know, chicken that we'll, you know, put some seasoning on. We like sweet potatoes. I love broccoli in my air fryer. If you've heard me talk about my air fryer, I'm a little obsessed. We literally use it like 3 times a day sometimes. It's just, and we both work from home, so that's why it gets used so much. But sometimes you have to learn how to season your food, how to cook, to where it actually tastes good. So, you know, back in my dieting days, it was, you know, picking up the frozen meals. A lot of them are overly processed and full of not real protein, sometimes full of fillers, and you know, portions that were maybe too small, so it leaves you unsatisfied. Then you can't take it, and then you know, decide to eat something that is on the bad list, because you know, at that point no healthy food tastes good, right? So this is where we have to kind of redirect our mind and help, you know, kind of retrain our brain to realize that healthy food can taste good. And, you know, I love getting like lattes at Java Hote and Starbucks, but it might not be the latte you might think I would get, right? I mean, I don't get a sugar-laden latte. I get, I'm just laughing because some people probably know what I get. I get half regular, half decaf, and no syrup, nothing in it. but the milk, of course, that they add and steam. I don't get skim milk. At Java Hote, I think now they're just serving whole milk, so I get the whole milk in it. Or I think Starbucks is like 2% or whatever, but just whatever the normal milk is. No diet milk. We're getting regular milk. We're getting half regular, half decaf, and then I have whipped cream on top with a little bit of honey on top. And it just tastes great. I enjoy it. Years ago, I would have wanted it to be sweeter, but you kind of retrain your taste buds, if that makes sense. And so that's something I really encourage my clients to do is over time, like, okay, you're used to going to Starbucks and getting a latte with 4 pumps of whatever. Ask them to make it 2 pumps. See if you miss that sweetness so much, or if you can handle it. If you actually maybe still enjoy it. Because sometimes it can be so like sickening sweet. It's just like way too much. So we definitely want to like retrain like our taste buds in our brain. And that's the beauty of it, because when you do have a splurge, it's like, oh, that's kind of sweet. And you just don't tend to want all of it. You kind of learn and get in touch with how your body feels. At least that's something I encourage. How do you feel after you have whatever? And maybe you're thinking, I don't want to feel like crumb or like crap. I want to feel good. So I'm not going to eat, whatever, the full piece of pie or the full plate of cookies. I'm going to save some. I'm going to bring some home. I'm going to share. I'm going to throw them away. Whatever. But we definitely, kind of learn to where you don't feel like you have to have all that's on your plate. So I know often when I talk about no bad food and planning a splurge, people freak out because they're like, wait a minute, if I start eating XYZ, I'm going to finish the whole bag or finish the whole carton if it's ice cream, for example. So instead, grab your ice cream out, get a cup of something. I've even like laughed. I can enjoy a Dairy Queen Blizzard. Doesn't happen very often. I don't even know when I got one last, but that was kind of a fun thing my son and I would do, is go to Dairy Queen and get a Blizzard, and I would get a small, and it's obviously sweet. It's obviously not considered healthy, but it was so fun, the experience of doing that with him, that to me that was very nourishing. And so I think we have to start to redefine what is nourishing, and what is good for us at this moment. Is it better to always, now sometimes yes, I still don't always get whatever, if I'm somewhere and there's just unhealthy food around and it's just not what I'm wanting or feel like, or so I don't always always get it. So everyone's situation is different. You might be around junk food more often. It might be at work more often. So so for you, you can, create like a little rule for yourself. So 3 times a week, I'm going to grab, a piece of candy from the candy jar. Or every day, I'm going to grab 1 piece of candy. Like say, maybe you've been grabbing candy 3 times a day. So wow, that's an improvement, grabbing it once a day, right? So, but sometimes when we consistently deny ourselves and we're in that situation, it can be a beautiful moment where you're sharing, a fun treat with your family, but you deny yourself because you're on a diet and you're not going to be bad, And what happens later? Everyone goes to bed and you find the carton of ice cream and you pig out. Is that fun? Not really. And that's what I'm really trying to encourage people to get away from. I'm trying to help people see that there are moments in our life where we can have that splurge and it can be nourishing, even when it's considered unhealthy. And there are moments in our life that makes sense. So often what I encourage my clients to do is eat healthy 80% of the time. Make healthy choices. And think about where you are now and take like baby steps. If you're used to getting the full sugar latte, start cutting the sugar back a little bit, and see what you think. You might be surprised. You feel better, or get the full sugar latte and then, gosh, maybe you feel sluggish afterwards. Maybe that, kind of zoops you up, but you crash because it is like too sugary. Start really, feeling into how foods make you feel. And sometimes that's where it's easier for people, for me to say, yeah, no, thank you. I don't want that right now because I don't want to feel that way. When we, and then when we say a food is bad, and we eat it, then we feel guilt and we feel shame, and that causes a stress response in our body. And that stress response increases our cortisol level and reduces our ability to really digest food. It can cause us to have digestive issues. And so it's really important to work on, and it's a process. It doesn't just happen overnight, but work on, okay, I'm going to have this little bit of a treat, and I'm going to not feel bad about it because I'm eating healthier, I'm working out, I'm whatever, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. So, kind of really change the way you're viewing that treat, or whatever. I'm just reading my notes here, making sure I don't leave anything out. Okay, taste buds. So this is something I think about sometimes, like, wow, if we were meant to, not enjoy food, do you think we would have taste buds? I don't think so. I think we're meant to really savor the flavor. And what you might find is you might find something you thought you really loved. When you go to savor the flavor, it's not really there. You might not enjoy it as much as you thought. So anyway, so that's kind of maybe another topic where we work on eating real food, more real food, healthy food, more whole food, less processed food. Because once you start to realize what things really taste like, you might not enjoy the Big Mac or whatever. So, yep. So we can definitely enjoy healthy foods. And I just want people to get away from labeling certain foods as good or bad and saying, today I'm good because I ate good. Or, wow, I am bad today. I feel ashamed. I feel guilt. Well, I might as well just finish off those Doritos that I've been staring at. That's what I want you to get away from. So just continue to try. I'd love to hear your experience. Like, how does it feel for you to try to take away that label and to just kind of look at foods in a way that is that's just something to eat. It's not like one is good or one is bad. Anyway, create a great night, guys. I hope that was helpful. Please share your comments with me, whether it's below or in a message. I just love to hear what you think about this and kind of where you're struggling. And we'll talk next week. Bye, guys.